Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smiths in the Black channel here at Ticker Talker, and we start off the week, and it looked like we're going to be going gangbusters with the SPY here, but the internal's talking a little bit differently, so let's take a look here. So if we go to the SPY, we know we were looking at this here in the upper middle, the inside week here to the upside, right? So that would be a nice break here, but remember there's internals involved here, so SPY above 418.20, you're there now, right? But there's some... You can see how it backed off in the last hour. We'll see what we want to do in this new hour because there are some internal stuff that's not participating. A lot of the big boys doing the heavy lift in here in the TAC. If we go to QQQ, and QQQ also inside week to the upside here above 330.86. And so that's there, and we know to look at the SMH, which is the one that was leading so far as sectors are concerned, taking out last week's highs, setting up for another hammer on the month. So as we come in to finish off the month, we want to kind of see how things are setting up to start off the new month next week. If we go to XLK, and you'll see this, the inside week back to the upside, and we know that heavily weighted over there Microsoft. Here, now inside week to the upside, here for the rest of the week, above this, 248.33, and you can see this just stuck in here on the monthly like a lot of things. So we'll see, and that tells us that we want to keep an eye on Apple. If that's XLK is going to get going, Apple still an inside day and still get that inside week, still inside month, I believe. Did I take out the lows? No, not quite inside month, but inside week. And if you take this out, 128, that would get that XLK going a little bit more. So we'll see. But like I said, it was heavily SMH out the chute on the upside, and so that's going to give you all your usual suspects here in video. Here, taking out last week's highs and setting up the hammer for the month. You can have Texas Instruments. Here, taking out last week's highs, and that's RevStrat. Inside week, upper middle. Poke down, boom, coming back through previous range, green on the month and potential outside month, albeit running out a month. If we go to AMAT, and AMAT also inside week to the upside, 212 reversal, 2 down, inside, back up, right? So that's here on the hourly. You're going to see this, taking out the previous high, taking out the previous low. So this thing's going to keep going on the next hour. Over 134.58, so just kind of sitting there right there. But like I said, things stalling out here a little bit as some of these sectors are doing nothing and drying up. If you go to MU, and MU, you're going to see that slight lower low on the week. That's 2 down, 2 up reversal on the week. Over 81.99, right? We'll see if that can come up and hammer on the month. You got some more days to go on that. If we go to let's go see the Reddit boys. GameStop, and we know this potentially has another inside month coming, but it's getting closer to the highs of the month. All right, so that's always something you want to keep an eye on. Also inside on the 60 right now. Had a nice little morning for the GameStoppers. We'll see how that goes with AMC. And AMC still an inside week, just had a nice little day to go here, inside day and up. Takes all these guys out. The question is, you're going to be strong enough to go all the way up into here. Right now, stalling out with an inside 60, so we'll see how that goes. If we go to, let's go take a look at the diamonds and the small cappers real quick. So the diamonds still haven't taken out last week's highs, right? So that's something I'd want to know about. If you can get above 345.12, has not done that. And if you go to the small caps, still an inside day to start off the week. So just jammed in here. You can see that inside week and an inside day. So small capper's not participating at all as yet. If we go to DraftKings, and DraftKings, so we knew we have a lot of inside weeks. So we're just going to let them open and see how many of these things break to the upside. But right now you got a 2-1-2 inside week break to the upside here over 46.12. Nice little push on that. But what's going should be interesting is tomorrow. How many days take out today's highs or lows? Because when I get to the lows, you'll see what I'm talking about. But right now, let's go to the Facebook. SMH to the highs. SMH your leader. And Facebook, still inside month hammer coming, but did take out last week's highs. Having a nice little day now, just kind of stalling out like a lot of things here. If we go to Cisco, and Cisco outside month triggered by this here. The outside day, taking out both sides, inside day, and then boom. Right? They paid up and they sold down in the previous range, met back as an insider, and then boom, took that out, which triggers this on the week. 2 down by taking out the lows, 2 up here over 53.34. Right? And if that works, there's your outside month at over 53.18. So right there. If we go to DXCM. And DXCM, we know it's been coming down a ways. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Inside week to the upside. Now you come back to a previous range. Anybody short can be stopped against all these pivots. Hopefully pivot machine gun. You did your first round here. You wanted to take that out. All right. So you get the 2, 1, 2 for the rest of the week over 350, 150. If we go to Roku. And Roku setting up the RevStrat month. There's your inside month, but now coming back potentially hammer. Taking out last week's highs and just having a nice little morning, but now you can see here, inside on the 60. Want to see if they get the measured move, the up, the sideways, and take this out and really rip here over 345.75, but we'll see. You know, these internals still stinking the joint up, but a lot of this stuff's still holding up fairly well. Shopee. Shop also the inside month, the lower middle, pokes down, coming back through it. Here's your broadening formation in the daily per the weekend video to see if we can go take these guys out up into here. About 1301 something and change like that. So you got a little bit more on that. If Shop, you can take care of that. You got Morgan Stanley inside month to the upside, and now taking the inside week to the upside. Exhaustion risk by going into new highs. But it is what it is, and it's going. How's Goldman Sachs looking? Not as fortunate as yet, but you can keep an eye on that as Morgan Stanley starts to take off. If we go to Tesla's. MU to the highs. SMH going to the highs. Tesla's, it's the 2 down month, but the month is coming to an end, and the question is, how do you not be inside month next month, right? But for the week, excuse me, you can see how we took out these highs this low, but too strong to take that out, right? So all of this is inside of this, if this was not a bad tick, which it was though. So, but here, if you go to the weekly, the 2-2 reversal up over 596.68 for the rest of the week, if you can stay up there. A couple of REITs coming up here. AVB, and AVB just having a nice little day here and just kind of grinding back up. You can see this still grinding up all this stuff with BXP. And BXP just inside month. Yep, inside month to the upside for the rest of the week. So just kind of having a nice little morning to start off the week. If we go to the shenanigan department, you got SCPS. This thing all over the place, so not for the faint of heart, and lots of halts and all that kind of stuff, but certainly moving around. If we go to TDUP, TDUP now inside on the 60 here. You can see this inside week to the upside, trying to re-break over last month's highs of 24.87. It was there, and you're almost there right now, and it would do it with the inside 60 here over 24.85. So we'll see if that's kind of just sitting around there. SMH going to the highs. If you go to Snappy, and Snappy just having a nice little morning too, setting up the RevStrat month in the lower middle inside, then pokes down and comes back up here. Still going to the highs as the market stalls out. That's always a good sign. SMH going to the highs, MU going to the highs, Texas Systems going to the highs. We go to RBLX. And RBLX now an inside 60. New issue, outside month, so you're just going exhaustion risk by going into the highs, but so far so good on it. Here's a nice way in on that, on the 60. 2 up, 2 down by taking out the lows, and then boom, these guys become an outside bar of all that. Now stalls out with a bunch of other things. If we go to Caesars, And Caesar's got the inside week here in the upper middle, and that's a rebreak of the inside month. So it's looking to try and take out the highs up into here, Caesar's. If we go to the downside, you got some retail Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree still a 2 down on the month. 2 up, shooter down, and now going to the lows of the month right now. It tells us DG. Now inside on the 60, but that did what it was supposed to do if you look at the monthly. It gave us the outside month. Where some of the real problem is this morning is an IBB. And IBB is a 2 down, taking out Friday's lows. That's definitely something I'd want to know about when you have all these things flying up. So certainly some issues over there. IBB, if you look at Sarepta inside day to the downside. This would get worse if we can take this week out. Go 2 down on the week below 74.43. You got some room on that, but for the rest of the day, you got that inside down there. AERI here, slight higher high, then boom, 2-2 reversal on the daily, coming back down. Looking to see if we can take out this week's last week's lows below 1685. Gets you a little bit more problems for this thing. And the rebreak of the month, albeit doji on the month. But if you get below 1688, you got some more problems right there. So that's right there. If you go to IONS, just another inside day to the downside in the IBB. And you're going to see weakness pretty much across the board there. Amgen taking out last Friday's lows. And here's what we look for in the 60. The outside bar, the poke up to 322, and your measurement is to go to here, right? Because this is the broadening formation. Tries to broaden, and then it does it again. Amgen. If we're going to some of the education stocks, EDU getting slammed here. Inside month to the downside and going to the lows with TAL. Having some issues here. We call this Momo shooter. Here, goes up, stops out some shorts, anybody long, boom, off she goes. Puke City, also inside month to the downside. We got some weakness also in energy. OIH, not participating in the rally as yet. Slobby, taking out yesterday's lows, not totally falling apart, but you can see it's not as robust as this SPY might indicate when you get going through all this kind of stuff. If you go to CNI, and the railroads is from the weekend video, going to the lows of the month, coming to try and take some of this stuff out, having some problems, and that tells us to look at the trannies. You got FedEx getting close to taking out Friday's lows. We'll see, it just kind of stalls out. You got an inside week there for FedEx still to start off the week. If we go to UPST, and UPST, whenever you take out a high and start coming back through, we're looking to see if we can get an outside day all the way down to here. And even if it doesn't do it today, we can look for the 2 up, 2 down tomorrow. That's all the way down to 137.38. Here's your nice inside 60. So here's what we look for. The outside bar, the inside bar, boom, real move. They were willing to sell down and pay up. Then they met in the middle, and then boom, sellers took over. So we'll see how that goes. If we go to PGR. And PGR, nice inside day to the downside, taking out last week's lows and going red on the month. For potential, the outside month coming all the way back through here. So I'd definitely keep an eye on that. If we go to NTES. NTES looks like inside 60, couldn't get it going to the downside, so getting stuck in here. Just once it did its job here. Whenever you see this, the 2 up, but red, and then boom, these two became an outside bar of that, and then it stalls out just a little bit. Go to CarMax. CarMax, here you can see that, the 2 up, 2 down. These two are going to become an outside bar of all that. And you're already red on the month going towards the lows, so we'll see how that goes. All right, running out of time here. So what's going to be important here is to see if SMH can lift all boats. And which side of today's ranges do we take out? in all these stocks, because you can see some of these internals not joining the party as yet to the upside. So we're going to see how the rest of the day goes, and then certainly the follow through on a Tuesday tomorrow. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith Select channel here at Ticker Tiger. Strat Time Report.